Hi guys, it's Asbyt and welcome back to a brand new episode of Asbyt's BTN, a show that brings you the latest and greatest breaking tech news in hopefully as unboring a way as possible. And today we have 4 amazing news stories. We have Samsung releasing a Galaxy phone, which is basically completely identical to the Samson S8, but at a far cheaper price. Google have announced they are releasing a brand new operating system, as well as 2 brand new streaming devices, and Huawei, who created one of the greatest smartwatches of 2015, are potentially back with a brand new device which could completely revolutionize gaming. We've got all of that coming up. Hi guys and welcome back to a brand new video, like I said. Right, so today's first story, we're talking Google, we're talking Android, we're talking operating system. Now, they have released yesterday, as far as I'm aware, information that they are going to be finally releasing Android things. Now, this has been in the pipeline pretty much for a couple of years, and this conversation might be old news to you. The actual announcement of its release, its 1.0 release, might not be, and also you might never heard of it, because I mean, what on earth is Android things? Well, basically it's an Android OS which is geared towards things like fart. We have things like fart. We don't have fart. We have things like smart home sensors, gadgets that all require the internet to function. So it's going to run across all of them. Again, trying to, like many companies at this moment in time, like LG with ThinQ or ThinQ. Awful name, trying to compete with the Apple ecosystem. So I will bring you more information on this as soon as it comes, but the announcement is the release is finally here. Now, staying with Google and Android, I actually did a video a few days ago on potentially the death of Android TV. And what I went on to actually explain in that video is that Google themselves have discontinued products using Android TV. They don't really seem to be pushing it as much as, say, Android on smartphones, for example. And I went down the lines of saying that unless they actually come out and start pushing it again, start releasing products for it, it could very well be pushed onto the scrap heap like many of their projects in the past. It hasn't really been in the forefront of people's minds over the recent years, and perhaps they listened to the video, because we have an announcement that again came out within the last day or so that they are working alongside JBL, another company that they own who create a lot of their sound systems, for example, and they are creating a soundbar, and it's going to have Android TV OS, and you'll just plug it straight into your screen, TV or monitor. You can look at that video if you want to know the main differences between TVs and monitors. Now, I did actually do a review on a soundbar about 2 months ago, 3 months ago even, which had this same idea. See how these plugs just keep rolling off the tongue. So we're led to believe that this device is going to be called the JBL Link Bar, and it will work as a streaming and audio hub for your home. It will come with Google Assistant integration, and that will of course include voice search and things like that. And all in all, it's just very strange how these announcements come after I released that video a few days ago. I'm not saying I'm the sole reason behind it, just maybe part of it. None of the reason behind it, to be honest. They definitely didn't even see the video. Now, if that wasn't enough, apparently, as well as the JBL Link Bar, we may have a Google dongle on the cards. So the Nexus player, obviously Google's main main dabble in the that's a good word. Main dabble in the area of Android TV and their streaming setup. That was their main, and then they brought out the Chromecast. They discontinued the Nexus Play in around 2016, and apparently they will definitely not be updating that device to the latest Android. So they've basically killed the Nexus Player completely, and they haven't really done anything since that was discontinued. But this apparent new dongle, which looks pretty much the same as the Amazon Fire TV 3rd Gen, terrible design, by the way, a dangling dongle. That sounds dodgy. It will come with Google Assistant, it will come with voice search and all of that goodness. So again, Google are back with a bang by the sounds of things and are going to produce 2 products in the very near future to compete with Amazon in this streaming space. Can't wait to see what they produce. It's been too long. So the second to last story of today is that Huawei, famed for their 2015 release of their smartwatch, which pretty much was the most popular. It was one of the most expensive, but it nevertheless was a fantastic product. It looked very premium. It looked like a proper watch when at the time in 2015 smartwatches just simply didn't. It was using the software of Android Wear, and it was just all in all a very popular device. They haven't really had that sort of success since. However, rumours and leaks suggest that we are due to see another Huawei smartwatch which now has the capabilities to improve gaming. And how this is going to work is that the watch will be able to detect different sorts of movement, and that will then transfer through to the actual game. And this was all leaked through a patent filing which suggested that technology would use the actual strap as opposed to just using the touchscreen capabilities of the smartwatch face. Again, until more information, I won't really go into any more detail, but as soon as I get it, I will share it with you. And the final story of today is a apparent leak that Samsung are going to be releasing in the very near future the smartphone that they released in 2017 as their flagship, the Samsung Galaxy S8, as a cheaper alternative by dropping down some of the specs, but giving the exact same form factor, and of course, dropping the price significantly. Now, the Samsung S8 was a massively popular phone last year, and that hasn't really waned. People who still have the phone are very happy with it on the whole. So while the actual form factor is basically identical, what I will do is talk about the supposed specifications, which are slightly different. So we're going to be seeing a Snapdragon 660 instead of the Snapdragon 835, which is still a fantastic processor, just not quite as good as the 800 series. Also, they'll be dialing down on the Quad HD display and going with a 1080p display. There's going to be a 16 megapixel camera on the rear as opposed to the 12 megapixel that we saw last year. However, apparently the sensor is a lower grade one than what we saw last year on the flagship, and apparently more along the lines of the A series, which of course is one of their budget devices. 4GB of RAM, 64GB of storage, and a 3000 milliamp battery is the rest of the main specs that we are led to believe is going to happen. And I know what you're saying, how much and when, and unfortunately I can't tell you that because we don't know yet. As always, as soon as the information does come through, I will share it with you. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel, turn on your notification bell so that if you are interested, you'll be notified when I post a video. So that is pretty much it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about all of the stories that I've talked about today. Which one of them are you most excited about? Which of the new products? And if you do have any more information on any of them, then again, share it in the comment section below to let everybody know. Like and share if you did enjoy this video and found it helpful. Like I said, subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. SPYT, peace out.